currently 3-1. And we're playing against Lord Beerus, who is often on Dredge. Not 100% of the time, so there's still a kind of, it's still a bit up in the air, but he's often on Dredge. We might find out if he powders. This hand doesn't really do anything, does it? It just interacts. I guess we can eventually consult for a Doomsday, but I think I'd rather mulligan. And this is considerably better. I'm probably going to put back... Let's find out what opponent does here. We're going to keep this. I just don't know which card I want to put back. And it's probably going to be one of these four. Maybe we put back Gush. Because we can always consult for Ritual to Necro. Keep. Alright, Gush it is. So opponent's almost certainly on Dredge. That doesn't necessarily mean anything good for us. The fact that they've gone to 1 is very good for us. Let's see what they've got. I'm just going to try and... preordain for now. And we're going to consult, I think, for a Dark Ritual in opponent's turn. Hope that the consult doesn't just kill us. And then probably try and go off with Doomsday. We kept the misstep here as, look, they probably can't Force of Will. Dark Ritual. What did we lose? So we lost Ancestral and Gush. And we've kind of got a few turns really here to assemble our combo. And we might even try and do it with like a backup land and a daze, just to really insulate us. It might backfire. So our pile is probably going to be, just because they haven't done anything yet, something like a daze, an island, a Lotus. Days, Island, Lotus, Oracle, Fetch. Days, Island, Lotus, Oracle, Fetch. We should be mostly deep enough fairly shortly. Let's find out what opponent wants to do here, though. Alright, let's just put our Doomsday on the stack. Island, Black Lotus. Days, Thassa's Oracle, Fetch land. So if we put Island on the bottom, some combination of these. So we will draw a land for turn next turn, which will be our fetch land. We can then cycle into Days. And if we're not wastelanded, I think we then have Oracle below that and Lotus on the bottom. So we're playing this a little bit cautiously. Just because we're not under any pressure, and we're going to aim to go off next turn. So realistically, we have 2 cards in library, 1 card in library. Like, this is a very slow pile. It would have been nice if we could have just killed them last turn, or the turn we went off, but unfortunately that consult was a little bit rough on us. Alright, so we're cycling our Wraith. This should draw us Oracle. We can now cast our Oracle with Days backup. No cards in or 1 card in library, but that should be sufficient, and there we go. Alright, so against opponent we have Tabernacles and Leyline of the Voids. Now what we don't want here is Necropotence. Mental Misstep's probably not great. Forced Negation does nothing. Dig's probably not where we want to be, but we're going to keep it. Chain of Vapor, as I don't think they have anything terribly scary. Mystical Dispute is medium. Alright, we can cut a Wraith. I don't think we have time for Dig. We'll keep everything else. Like, Peak maybe might be better off as... . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Yeah, maybe we don't like Peak. So maybe we cut Peak and we keep Mental Misstep because they're always going to therapy naming Doomsday. That seems like a reasonable exchange. I'm not sure if it's correct. We're going to try it. Now, we can't just straight up mulligan for Leyline, unfortunately. We have a fairly proactive plan, so we need to keep cards to win the game with. They have Force of Vigour, which means Leyline is not as reliable as it should be. In an ideal world, what we really want is Leyline plus Tabernacle. As that kind of stops them from having enough time. Maybe we can cut an island in this matchup. They do play Wastelands. Not super keen on island. They play a fair few forces. Do we want a duress? Let's try taking the duress instead. You never know. Alright, and let's just open up a hand with Leyline of the Void and Ancestral Recall. I mean, I'm going to keep this. Okay, an opponent didn't want to play. No worries. Well, I will drop another match another time. Thanks for watching.